How to make a CV that will get you invited to the job interview in your dream company. In this video, I will teach you a 5-step golden formula that will get you success within a month. It will get you from rejections to actually getting the invite to the job interview. So let's go. Hey there, my name is Vincent Spruit and I help data professionals to find a job that they love. Throughout my 14 years in recruitment, I've seen job seekers make identical mistakes in their CVs. Today I'm coaching these people on this and on many other things, like how to increase your value and to find the job that you actually love. So here's the deal. The main goal for your CV is not to get the job, but to get the job interview. And this difference is subtle, but it's actually very important. You need to know exactly who to write for and what the objective is. So if you're tired of job rejections and are aiming for success, I'll reveal a 5-step guide to crafting a killer CV with practical examples that slashes those rejections and lands you the job that you want. Stick till the end, because at the end I will share a free bonus tool with you that will help you improve your CV within 5 minutes. Step 1. Define your target job. When crafting your CV, the information needs to be relevant above all. So consider this question. Who will be reading your CV and what are they looking for? Many job seekers often make the mistakes of aiming for completeness in their CV, assuming that the reader will read everything and also that they will have a good understanding of the field they are in. But this is not always the case. Usually a reader will first scan your CV on the highlights and just read the important parts. This means that if the job title is not relevant, they will not read the job description at all. So if you want them to read the right parts, you have to remove the less relevant parts and go more detailed and descriptive on the relevant parts, so that you know that they will be reading those. Here's a golden rule that you should remember when you're writing your CV. Relevance is far more important than completeness. Let me give you an example. At work, you're never just doing one thing. You're planning, analyzing, developing, networking, drinking coffee, eating lunch, teaching, planning, presenting, and well, a lot more like these things. You can never add everything you do in your resume. So you have to make choices. Similarly, when choosing your job, make sure that you know which job title you apply to. It cannot be data engineer as well as data analyst as well as data scientist. Those are 3 different CVs. If you aim for everything, you will end up with nothing. So step 2, define your ideal job profile. Go online to job sites like Indeed or LinkedIn Jobs, Monster, whatever, and try to find the jobs that you would like to apply to. Get a clear description on what job titles they use, which requirements they are looking for, and what other important things they are writing down. Then ask yourself, are these words, these job titles and requirements, actually in my resume? A common mistake that I see a lot is that you stick with the job title the company gave you. Sometimes changing it in your CV will feel like you're lying. But it's not. It's really about making consistency in your CV that the reader doesn't think you have been doing all different kinds of things. The key is aligning the title of your previous roles with the job title you're now applying for, and consistently highlight this term throughout your CV. This simple tactic will provide clarity for the reader regarding your application. So you really have to assess the job requirements. Sometimes they're asking for diplomas or certifications. Do you actually have those? It's hard to get around diplomas. It takes a long time to get those, of course, but certifications are much often easier to get. Sometimes it only takes you 4 hours if you already know the subject. With work experience, you might have to get a little bit creative. Let's, for example, say that they're looking for somebody with 5 years of relevant data engineer experience, and you only have 4 years on paper. Then go look around and dig deep. Did you do an internship that was relevant? Was there something you did in a data analyst or in a data science role that you can consider data engineering? Did you do some side projects? Are you able to count those up and add them to make it 5 years in total? During the job interview, you can get into more details about these things if they ask about it. But for now, your job is to get into the job interview. It will be a shame if you miss the job interview on a small technicality, even though you might be the best person for the job. So then take a look at the skills and the tools they are asking for. Do you have them all? If so, make sure to list them under each job title separately and also make 1 column of skills in your resume in the bottom as well. Repeating these skills multiple times will elevate your score in job databases, and it will also convince the reader that you're more skilled about something. If you don't have experience with a certain asked skill, are you able to maybe do a course on it? Can you get a fundamental certification in it? This will help and you can add it to your CV. Step 3, aligning personal and organizational perspectives. After defining your desired job, you now know where to go. You know which skills you need to add in your CV. So now you need to consider which parts of your CV are the most relevant. Which jobs, which diploma, which certifications, etc. A helpful exercise is to create a list of elements which are most relevant for you. Rank them from most relevant to least. For example, 1. Your experience at Shell. 2. Your experience with Amazon. 3. Your experience with Azure and Databricks. And 4. Your diploma in the specific field that you're in. By ranking these, you know what you really want to pop out in your CV. What should be in the top and what should you write more about. I cannot get tired of emphasizing how important it is to really put yourself in the shoes of the recruiter or the manager that will read your CV. Because so often I see that people write it from their perspective and it's completely different from what is relevant for the manager. If you're finding this video valuable, please click thumbs up. This will help other data engineers and data professionals to also find this video easier. So step 4, what should and what shouldn't be in your resume. Usually I see CVs that contain a lot of different information. It can be your personal information, your profile, your photo, your hobbies, your languages that you have, your work experience, your certifications, your university degrees, your references, testimonials, all these different things. Are they all really necessary? And the definite answer is no. So then how do you know what to actually add? And the answer is, it depends on what is relevant for the reader. So consider this. Freelancers, for example, they usually skip hobbies because for them they are looking for temporary jobs and it's less important if they're a cultural match with the company. For permanent job applicants, for example, the hobbies can be relevant. Another typical thing is that seniors usually leave out their internships and their side jobs, while for juniors these are really important because it's basically all the work experience they have right now. So what is a good structure for your CV? The base should be 6 steps. 1. Personal information. This will hold information like your name, the job title you're applying to, maybe your language, and also the city you live in. Personally, I do like to add a photo. It would give a little bit of personal meaning to your resume. 2. A profile. This should be something short. A lot of readers skip it, but try to add relevance in it. Don't keep it the same for every CV. So look at the job you're applying to and make sure that the keywords that they're asking for are also mentioned there. 3. Work experience. I immediately start with work experience. Usually this is the most relevant part of your CV. So I don't put courses or education or skills first. I jump to the work experience basically. And then in each work experience, I also include skills. And in each work experience should have the period, the company name, the job title, and the description of what you did. But also skills. Name every tool and every method that you worked on and put them per job separately. 4. Education. Name your diplomas. 5. Certifications. Write all the courses that you have done. And 6. Name all of the skills that you already put in your work experience and name them again at the end in one big list. I usually leave out references because it doesn't really add any value. You don't want to be sharing contact information of somebody else in your resume. And if it says reference on request, it doesn't really say anything because if the company would like to speak to these references, they will pick them and ask you anyway. I also usually leave out big descriptions of your personality. I find that they are usually very one-sided if people write them down. And also I think most companies rather judge us in a job interview or with one of their assessments, and they feel like that is a better description of what somebody says about themselves, because this is always very positive. 5. Design versus practicality. The age-old question, should your CV be 1 page or 5 pages or 20 pages? Well, I think we all agree 20 is too much. But there's a misconception that a CV should be only 1 page. This is not a rule, it's more of a taste. Although a good design is important, it's more important that you actually put all the crucial information down. After all, a person cannot read what you didn't write down. In my experience, a robust CV for somebody with over 5 years of experience should have at least 2 pages, maybe even 3. Obviously, design plays a bigger role when you're going for jobs where designing is a big thing, like a data analyst, where you make dashboards, but there should always be a trade-off. So here's the bonus section. At the beginning, I promised you that I will give you a tool that will help you build a CV within 5 minutes. Designing a CV often consumes a lot of time, and then things are jumping from here to there. It's really a tedious job, but there's tools that can help you. Try using a CV builder like resume.io or visual.com. All you need to do is draft the initial version, then upload it to either platform. They offer thousands of ready-to-use templates that can make your CV look outstanding in no time. Once done, give it a final check and it's ready. Remember, for successful results, personalize your CV, and can always consider the reader's perspective. Doing so will significantly boost your chance of securing more job interviews. In this video, I only give the highlights of what you can do, but I've written everything down in one article, how to 10x your CV. So here's the link, and it's also down below in the description. If you would like help with your CV in a more personalized way, in a one-on-one conversation, for example, feel free to book a one-on-one introduction call with me. This is just 15 minutes and I already am able to share some tips with you. I usually speak mostly with data professionals and we are based in the Netherlands, so my tips work the best for people in the Netherlands. You can find the link for booking a call with me down below as well. So click the link, schedule something in my calendar, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.